Good morning, it's Nancy. Welcome back to my channel, Wishes and Weeds. In the midst of a series about turning brown paper into something beautiful. So Sunday's video, we glued some paper together. So I think this was painter's paper, and then I glued brown paper on top. It's not perfect, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I've cut these ones down to squares that are 6 1/4, I believe. And then I found this French magazine paper, and I glued these down, and I think these are 5 1/8 square. And the reason they're such weird measurements is because somewhere I put my envelope punch board. So I'm going to show you how to make an envelope using a punch board. If you have a punch board, you know how to use it. And then I'm going to show you how to just use some normal folding techniques to make an envelope. You don't need to have a special board. So this was 6 1/4, I think. So, all right. So it says for the 6 1/4 inch one, I need to put this at 2 3/4. Give it a punch. And score. I'll trim that with scissors. Okay. I think that one punched better. That one punched the best. Okay. I'm just going to move that out of the way. I'll give this one a trim. Right. I'm going to round the corners using my chomper here. All right. Now my plan with this one is I'm going to stitch all the way around the perimeter and then come back and glue the flaps. Always singing again. All right, I sent him on his way. He's gone golfing. I'm telling you. Oh, he's back. Oh, no, he's gone. That was the best investment ever made. He's played so much golf this summer. He's just as brown as a An old leather baseball mitt. I don't know why I'm inking all of this. It's going to be turned in. Okay, so then that'll be closed like that. And of course, stitching is absolutely personal preference. And I'm using this dark rusty red color of thread because I want it to match the cover of the book that I'm currently working in. I'm not going to go right up to that corner because it's a little over the top of where these meet. Okay, now I have another step I want to do, but let's make some more envelopes first. All right, so here's a 6.5 inch. I'm just going to take it point to point, just put a little mark there, and then another point to point, and then I'm going to fold it. I have glue stuck to me. I'm going to fold it so that point meets right at the center. Same deal there. But here, I'm not going to meet at the point. I'm going to go slightly higher. So you want to make sure this fold line meets this fold line, and that fold line meets that fold line. Right here, and right there. Okay. I'm going to do the exact same thing here. Okay, now I'm just going to cut out these corners, because that's just extra bulk we don't need. And I'm using the 1/2 inch corner rounder on this. Now, if you didn't have painter's paper, but maybe you had piano paper, that might be good to glue to. And then the dark brown would show through the lines and holes on the piano paper. Okay, so these are pretty much the same size, maybe a quarter of an inch taller. So I am going to just set that aside, and I'll do the same treatment. I'm going to sew around. Okay. Now this one, I'm not sure how it's going to go. I want to try to emboss it. And I did try with this embossing folder. This is one of those 3D ones that has really deep embossing. Does not work with this paper. It just cuts it. I thought I'd like to try this one, and I could never figure out the top from the bottom. Okay, so things are pushing through there. So I want the brown paper like that. Whoops. Okay, I'm going to put this through my big shot. I think that worked. Okay. Get my board back. Okay. This one said 2 3/8. Just going gentle. Yeah, looks like I got some more trimming to do here. I think that envelope's on its last days. Okay. Just going to carefully fold these. You can see there's a teeny tiny tear right there. I will reinforce that. Okay. that's what I'm going to do. Reading a new book I just started today. A few years ago there was a book by the same author called Brooklyn, and it was made into a movie, of course. Look at that. The book is always better than the movie. And so this is the same author, and it doesn't expressly say that it's a sequel. I think it's a sequel. I don't remember the names of the characters. So we'll have to look that up, I guess. Anyway, it's called Long Island. And I believe it's an Irish author. Oh goodness, I'll have to look it up. Okay, so I will, where I've done this patching, I'll make sure that's the bottom of the envelope. Okay. I'm going to ink those edges. Hide some of that white paper there. So I don't think I'm gonna, oh, look at that. It was all on this side. Wonder if I did something wrong. Maybe I had too many layers of, you know, the shims or whatever. Maybe I needed one less shim. I don't know. I don't like it though. Okay, there's that one. Shall we try this again? Point to point. Point to point. I'm having a hard time time seeing it. Okay. I'll cut these corners out. It's easier to see on this side, isn't it? I just read another fantastic book. I picked it up at the thrift store, actually, and it's called A Matter of Chance, I think. Anyway, it was Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, CBC Radio, Book of the Year in 2019. I don't know if anybody else listens to CBC Radio like I do, but every year they have a selection of books, and then they have Canadian celebrities debate, and every week they eliminate another book. So the idea is that they're going to arrive at a book that all Canadians should read. Okay. I'm wondering if I want to try this again. I don't think I do, because I've already got the folds in it. And I think if I try to re-put the folds in, it might really fall apart. But I will do a little bit of ink. I like this side that has the different fonts and the smaller prints. Looks like that one was folded a little weird. Anyway, it was written by a Canadian. He was actually born in Hungary in 1929, and well, I guess it wasn't Hungary at the time, but it became Hungary at one point during the war. And it wasn't until very late in the war that he and his family were taken from their home and shipped off to Auschwitz. And so it talked about his early childhood experiences, and then, you know, the things that he experienced during the war. He was 15 when he went into Auschwitz, and just through luck and the humanity of other people, he lived through it. So he talked about that experience, and I mean, we know about Holocaust, the genocide that happened. But what made it really interesting was how he would bring it back to, and this can happen again. So if you see this happening, and he actually quoted somebody that said, if they're burning books, it won't be long before they're burning bodies. I can't remember who it was. Can't remember who it was that said that. I don't think it was somebody I had ever heard of before. It's just hanging over a bit. Anyway, so that, for me, that was the truly moving part. It was definitely a must read. Difficult read. Not as graphic as some books I've read on the subject. Okay, I like you. We decided we were going to be honest, I almost prefer this method to using the board. How about this time I do the magazine paper out? It's old, so it's brittle. I think she'll be the top flap. What do you think? Okay, okay. I'll ink that up off camera. I will make 2 more, sew these, ink these, and when I come back, I'll show you what my intention is with the next step to decorate this envelope. Okay? All right, let me show you what I've got going on here. That was the first one that we did that I had to patch. This one, I did some embossing, but I only put the flap in. I figured that gave it less opportunity to tear. that one. These two, I also put this one in the embossing, and I added why is this glued shut? Oh, there was a little bit of texture paste in there. I'm not happy with either of the texture paste on this, but I'm not going to throw them out either. So I thought we would focus on these two here. Now what I want to do is sort of like what I did with this one. This one is made from a tea-dyed envelope, and I just glued some lace over top and then put the stick pin through. This stick pin came from this it's called Pretty's Kit from Stampin' Up. I don't think I have any more of those stick pins. I just have the ones that have the eye, which is a shame. But I still might add a pearl or a crystal or something from here, so set that aside. This is a cut from a piece of scrapbook paper. This is an actual postcard. Holy smokes. See if it had said postcard there. So this was from Paris, and it was sent to Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, in 1905. And on the other side is Queen Blanche. She died in 1252. So there you go. But I really like the back with the handwriting and stamps and stuff. Okay. So I have some lace. I think I'll start with the big one. And this end's a little wider, I think. Just gonna apply some glue here. Got some staining there, so I'm gonna avoid that. And I'll go back in with a little bit of art glitter glue. That way I don't have to be too concerned about it coming off. And I'm just going to roughly cut this off. I'll wait till the glue's all set up before I do a serious trim. Okay. I mean, the lace doesn't have to go up that high, but okay. So I do have this little emerald, well, it's not a real emerald, little green stone on a stick pin. I think I'll use it on the bigger one. And I'm going to take a piece of lace. I'm going to add a pearl first. Pearl or crystal? I guess I'm not going to add a pearl first. It doesn't really go all the way up, so I'm going to put the piece of lace to tie a little bow here. I know I have other stick pins. I've looked everywhere. The only reason I found this one is because I just bought it like a yard sale on Canada Day. I haven't got this in the middle. Had some rain overnight, which is good. It's been so dry. Okay, this is making me mad. I'm going to cut a longer piece of lace. I had a new great nephew born in the middle of the night. So this is my eldest sister's first great-grandchild. Now, my nephew, my sister's quite a bit older than me, and I think the distance between me and my sister is just about the same as between me and my nephew, so we're not that far apart. And I mean, the kids grew up calling me Aunt Nancy, but I feel more like we're cousins than aunt and nephew, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so he's a new grandpa. Did I just cut the wrong one? Baby doesn't have a name yet. I saw pictures in the family chat. The new mummy is a nurse. So she actually had the baby at the hospital where she works. I'm going to get some of this stuff. This is the gem tack. And okay, I think this is dry enough. I can trim. Use some different scissors. Looks a good size. 7 something, 7.6, 7.9, can't remember. So I'm just gonna pin this right through. You know what? I think that pearl's going to be a problem because of the shape of the pin. So I'm going to take that off. Although, you know what I could do? put it back on down here. And then pop the little end piece. There. I think I'm happy about that. All right. And do this one. This time I don't have another stick pin. I hate saying that because I know I do. I just don't know where they are. Ay, ay, ay. But I have this little brass safety pin, and I have this little locket. I might tie a ribbon on there. I might try this lace first, and that way it'll hold the locket away from the very end. Now, come on, we're going to tie a bow this time. So that's new baby makes my mother a great great grandmother. 5 generations. What's wrong with you? One more time and then I'm cutting it off. I'm cutting it off and throwing it out. Okay. This is coming together. Doug and I went out for lunch yesterday. I had been out in the morning and I called him. He was golfing. And I said, I want to go somewhere for lunch with a patio. I want to sit outside. All right. So we went to a restaurant with a an outdoor patio, and there was actually live music playing and everything. And then we went inside the restaurant to get seated, because you have to go in and then they take you to the patio. And as soon as we hit that air conditioning inside, I all of a sudden didn't want to go out on the patio anymore. So we had a great lunch. Goodbye, Lace. It's been grand. Let me get some ribbon. Okay, this is all silk embroidery ribbon. And I find this sometimes at different thrift stores. And I mean, originally this was $3.29. This one's kind of an organza rather than a silk. Let's see if I can find something rusty and red that'll go with our... That's red. That's a smaller red. I have orange. I have this brown. It's a big wide one too. It's variegated. I think I'm going to go red. Some kind of ribbon. Don't know. Wait. Oh, there's a good dark one. I'm going to thread this through the little twisty hole there at the bottom. Find one with a bigger head. Hopefully this will go through the twisty hole. It might not go through the twisty hole. Nope. Try this again. What do you think? I kind of like the long tail. Ta-da! Okay, where'd my page go? So I think I'd like to place that right there. Where'd the other one go? I think I want the bigger one. I'll save that for something else. Now I have to find something to put in there. I have an advertising card here. But the white is so bright. I like it because I like the color of the print. Just going to go gently around the edge with a little bit of this ink. Okay. And let's grab something else. This is from a 1934 book. Nice. I still have lots of this left. I'm sorry that I haven't used more of it. Hate to see it go to waste. Okay. Now I do have a plan for this page. It's going to involve this. You won't see these back to back. There will be pages inside. But I have to wait until either Tuesday or Wednesday. Can't remember. When I do the video for the piece that I want to put here. All right, thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you thought this was kind of interesting. Take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.